guys? This is Dionna Joi here on 91.1 FM The Bus, and welcome back to another episode of Next Stop Fame. Today we've got another lineup of amazing artists for you to hear, and also we have a special guest in the building today. We have Crank Up the Silence, so we'll be talking to them a little bit later. We're going to get into our very first song. This is by All Bucks, and he is from Harlem. He's a Harlem G with a slick talk flow, born and raised in Harlem, been into hip-hop since the 80s. Breakdancing, spray paint on the walls, DJs, house parties, block parties, clubs. He's met a lot of people in the industry and has been on and off in the rap game for years. So now he's just doing it for the love of it. This is All Bucks with OG Freestyle.
New York, New York.
Yeah, OG Freestyle.
I rap Harlem, New York.
Part 2. Part 2.
New York, New York. Yeah, I rap Harlem, New York.
Down, watching high and low. House smoking from the sage burning. Say a prayer, bless the ears. Bad vibes everywhere, remain sane. Burn the eighth, just to ease the pain. Pain ease away, but it's back strong. Another day, another body lay, another mother pray, another bullet flies through the park where the kids play. Shells drop while kids pop shot and shot pop. Pop shot, caught the cops. Now the whole spot is description error. Spandex jeans with a tight sweater. New kicks with a thick sole and the chain. Choking your neck bone, I'm lost, B. This new wave done threw me into a new dimension. Winning when you're not spitting and you're not winning. Yeah, it's all twisted up twisted off this effing liquid. Got me thinking different thoughts travel. Burn a piece under the scaffold. Chop it up with the real guys, the one that use their third eye. Sight of mine, too many laws, so many blind. Eyes wide shut, so naive in this crucial time. Too superb, I'm one of those that flip words. Word bucks will flip quick. Listen to how your boy spit. A bad fella, true to self. Rep that gutter era, that hard hitting. Broke lane was spitting. Yeah, it was real as ever. Spliff toker. 3 hours a whole zip smoker. Patron drinker. The lyrical out of the box thinker. The slick talker. The 119 block walker. The coolest G in the streets. The whole hood salute me. I'm ill, B. Get the finger, you don't feel me. Keep it a buck. Ain't too many niggas out here real as me, my G. You better understand this Bucks here, the Dragon Man. Flame spit a savage beat, not your regular average G. Bad fellas to the D with that Linux ass weaponry. Harlem B, born to raise a beast when I'm on a haze. Hazed up, eyes low, but still with perfect vision, though. There they go, I see it, bro. And the block moving slow. Hold it down, shots from mid-block. You put the bottles up, they're thirsty to jump out. And quick, to let the hammers go. Hood vibes with my hood guys, never the good guys. We the fellas that's bad. Sense of the wags, system staple bags, new chalk. Sessions in the park, blends it up with Dro, no doubt. That real beefy rock, a true headbanger. For them lead slingers, the pistol ringers, them blaze spitters, them down and dirty ice pickers, the real killers, boss hogs and gorillas, them true folks and kings, the real lords and queens. Thunderous, so gutterness, you feel it through your flesh. Like a shot of tiger bomb, you feel the heat in your chest. I'm from the era, hella Hansen in the stormy weather. Marcus with the shaker and the jam spot with a razor. Ghost Town was the spot to get your fame up. That black tunnel with every G in the hood got his name up. No social media, no cameras on the cell. I'm from that town where just your name in the hood rings bells. I see time change, new things, new lanes, even new slings. I want smoke, that's drip, the new fly, and that's lit. Yeah, your boy spit sick, forever gonna be doing it. Unbelievable flows, your boy Bucks just be killing it. But
New York, New York.
yeah, OG Freestyle
I
Part
rap
2.
Harlem, New York.
Harlem, 119.
New York, New York.
Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready?
I rap Harlem, New York.
Bad fellas,
New
good
York,
fellas.
New York.
Shout out to my big
I
brother,
rap Harlem,
man.
New York.
Got to bring this back, man.
New York, New York.
That beat right here, beat right
I
here.
rap Harlem, New York.
Harlem, OFO. Yeah, Daddy,
What up?
BC dollar sign, man.
My boy Tio know the boys
Uptown, downtown, east side, west side,
Y'all ready, man? You know how we
All
do
right,
it.
that was Harlem in the House. We had All Bucks with the OG Freestyle. Our next artist is Clutch J, and he is from Detroit, Michigan. Clutch J is an artist from Detroit's West Side, and he's the tallest rapper in Detroit. All right, Clutch J, this is Hometown Hero.
Yeah. Yeah. Bang. 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 Clutch. What up, Hellifer? I can do this shit with my eyes closed. No Stevie Wonder, no blindfold. Engine running, I got cold. I'm burning hot, but my heart cold. This ain't no disco, no rodeo. This the clutch show. I got a dozen pieces to the puzzle. How my dog gonna be with a muzzle? Had to flip to put the turn to a savage. Ball, no, that's a bad habit. My snapback, I pull out a rabbit. On Instagram, no double tapping. Got moves like Mick Jagger. Stay sharp like a new dagger. Ain't with all that chitter chatter. Point blank range, rat-a-tat-tat. Copping all these watches. Got blessed by my jeweler. Yo, money, fun there. Laughing hard, that's a sense of humor. Chopping up your face. Slicing dice with the Freddy Krueger. Hold up, I'm on the line with the plug. Frank Mueller, you gon' give me my respect. I'm still the man. Last time I checked, I'm aiming shots cause I got next. I'm big and famous like I'm Dex. Got a showroom at the car dealer. Big and fucking look like a villa. All white grill, called that vanilla. Every 24 I'm at the bank teller like, ooh, threw me in the booth. Now I'm acting a damn fool. Y'all rookies beating on the tables. I got Pro Tools, but I don't screw around with these clowns. That's that sound of that dang go win pow. How you like me now? Hometown hero, hometown hero. Turned up to 10, losers at 0. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Money, power, and respect. Robert De Niro. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Got me cheating to the money, no, get euro. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Side chick, give me brain, call that temple. Y'all niggas so ass backwards. You can't get in without a password. Never really been a rapper, but on Ghost and Ho, no Casper. Didn't even need a ghostwriter. Tell the truth, I hate liars. They get hired, they get fired. Yo, versatile trash, that shit inspired. Well, damn, I'm guessing the man. Chandelier, no ceiling fan. Now I'm in the kitchen with the frying pan. Let the money talk with the jibber jab. Hit the milli right back to right dab. Oh, that's your wife, I bring in my bag. All she wanted was calling the cash. She begging for seconds, I spend it like task. Golden child. Money stretched 200 miles. Got a shotty in a suitcase. Make her do the Charlie Brown. Back and forth on my shit, of course. Make it be Kanye. Ride his horse on the clutch express. She ain't change the course. You pussy stink, that's the upper lip. Keep talking shit, I let this bitch rip. Had your body zipped in a body bag. Going glad bag with the trash bags. I am the GOAT. That is no joke. Float on metal spoon. Yeah, it's full of that dope. Yeah, I'm about that action. Nigga pocket full of Jacksons. I'm rapping like a fast turtle. Where your nigga be snapping. Tap into my hometown. We turned up, it's going down. Superman with that ground pound. Clutch J, my time is now. Yeah, hometown hero, hometown hero. Turned up to 10, losers at 0. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Money, power, and respect. Robert De Niro. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Got me cheating to the money, no, get euro. Hometown hero, hometown hero. Side chick, give me brain, call that temple.
Thank you, Clutch J, for your submission. So now we're going to tune our attention to in studio. We actually have a band here called Crank Up the Silence. It's a pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thanks
for having us.
Awesome. Okay, so who am I going to speak to first? Who's going to be the brave one?
You can talk to me first.
Okay, so here is Laith. All right, so Laith, tell us a little bit about Crank Up the Silence.
All right. So we're a band out of Houston, Texas. Pretty eclectic in the sense that we have people from almost all over the world playing in the band. Me, myself, I'm Norwegian. I've been living here for 5 years. And we have Yohandi from
the Dominican Republic.
Awesome.
Been here for 8 years.
Exactly. And we have Steve and Angie.
Hello, we're Americans. Keeping it real.
And then we also have a Scotsman that is not here today, but Ewan Mackay is also in the band. So it's a pretty kind of interesting selection of people meeting here in Houston, doing music together, and yeah, so that's where Crank Up the Silence comes from.
That's amazing. So what is your music genre? What's your style?
I think we are bordering on the, we call it eclectic rock, pop, maybe sometimes touching on that. We like, you know, bands like Muse and yeah, rock bands with a little more than just playing the regular rock songs, with a little more tension in our music that we're trying to put in there. So I would say, yeah, it's been described like eclectic rock. I guess that's the term.
That's awesome. So where did you guys get your what's the word? I'm so sorry, I'm blanking out. What is your influence? Who is an artist that you guys think that is your biggest influence?
That's a good question. I think there's quite a few artists that you could consider being influences. I think.
We get comparisons to the Police.
Yeah, the Police has been mentioned
quite a bit, which I love. I mean, it's like, thank you very much.
Exactly. And also, the Police, and of course then Sting as well, which is a big influence on the lyric side and writing side. But the funny thing is that you might have some influences growing up, playing your instrument and doing all that stuff, but very often it's very strange to see how that comes out in your music. It's very unpredictable.
Right.
So sometimes you have influences that you say, oh, this is a big influence, and then when you listen to the music, it's kind of like, yeah, it doesn't really sound like that, but there is something in there. There is something.
Yep.
Something in there, the way you think, the way that you approach music, the way you write it, there is always something that you take away from that. But I think for me as a musician, I came to terms many years ago to kind of like, influences are great, but why would you want to try to just be like someone else?
Right.
So enjoying the impulses and all the feedback and all the kind of things you can pick up from other musicians are great, but there is no point in trying to be a new this or a new that.
Right.
Because that already exists.
Yep.
So why would you want to be a copy of that?
Awesome. So now, I find it interesting. You guys said that you all found each other in Houston, but you're from all over the place. How did this happen? Like, how did you guys get together?
Luck.
Yeah, I would say.
It was fate.
You might want to tell the cover band first the story how you met.
So Leif and I both were doing some cover band work together, just to play around town.
And Ewan.
And Ewan, and another guy that we know that plays the drums, and it just kind of spawned from there. I think we talked about playing original music. Leif and I and Ewan have been talking about it. These guys went off to NAMM, which is a major music conference in LA, one day, and came back just raring to go. And then so we just put the muscle behind what we wanted to do, and found Johandi, brought Angie into the mix on keyboards, and we just started working, and now here we are, ready to show everybody what we can do.
Now, Angie, you are the only female in this band. How are you doing
Girl.
this? What's going on?
Well, they're amazing for one thing, and I married this one, so he's got to put up with me. No, they're great. I mean, I've only been in one other real band before, and I was the only girl, and the guys just become your brothers.
Yes.
Like if I have a flat, I can call somebody. If we just click really well, and I think one of the things I really appreciate is I think some of us are a little more prone to play around and goof around, but we have a really good way. We have a really good system. Leif set this up from the beginning, just very professional. I mean, still very warm, and all the friendship that's involved in that. But we just get a lot done. Mm-hmm. We respect each other and what we do, and I've had a lot of growth. I've had to come. I'm a pianist, and so I like a nice baby grand, and then moving into the electronic world, and these guys putting up with me not knowing which buttons to push. And
our time together when we're working together, I mean, it's very loose, it's very fun, it's very collaborative and creative, but it's also very deliberate. We don't waste any time when we spend a lot of time together and we make it count.
Right.
And and I think it shows. And with, like you were asking about influences, I mean, we're very diverse, and where we come from, that brings a lot of diversity with influences.
Right.
And somehow, it all makes sense. It's like Louisiana cooking or something. Like,
Y'all know how good that is, so.
There is some of that in there, too. You put chocolate and cayenne, wait, what?
It's like, don't worry about it, it works.
Right.
So, what are some of the big venues that you guys have performed at so far?
Well, we did Numbers. When was that?
Right before COVID.
Everything before.
All of our shows were right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Matsuo's downtown, Numbers, played out of town in Ganado for one of those shows. There was Charlie's Big Top over by the Continental Club.
Yeah.
All of this was January, February 2020. And then we stopped. But we didn't stop. We kept working behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah.
to keep the music coming. So now, you know, we've been taking advantage of the fact that we can't get out, and we're doing studio work and writing, rehearsing, you know, getting ready for when we can finally bust out.
Yes. So when you guys finally can, what is your dream venue to perform at? If you guys can perform anywhere, where would it be and why?
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world.
Maybe Red Rocks?
I'll do Wembley. I'm gonna do Wembley. Yeah, Wembley. Because I grew up in Europe, you know, during, you know, when big concerts, Live Aid and all that good stuff. So, you know.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so.
I want to play a Rock in Rio. I always said that.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Not a venue, but it's a huge festival.
It is,
so.
it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, have to take into consideration to your previous question that, you know, the band was officially formed in January this year, right? That's when we started.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I mean, our first show was in January.
Okay.
So, you know, after that it was like show after show after show. So we're getting there.
So I know that you guys told me about your genre. It's like an eclectic rock, you said. Would you guys ever be open to doing any other type of genres?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a song.
We've
We've got
been-
a little country feel. We've got a couple
One that sounds like a French Parisian stroll
yeah.
on the Seine. Like it,
jazz.
that's not a rock song at all. So,
No.
but we're willing to go heavy and we're willing to go experimental. I mean, there's nothing is off the table with this band.
That's what I love, because it's like, although the foundation, I want to, you know, you can say it's rock because of all our influences and the way we write. But when you go to one of our shows, you're like, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah, what
this
was that?
guy in the, you know, I'm playing a lot of my Caribbean influences, and, you know, everybody's bringing in all our own influences. Angie comes from, you know, the piano and, you know, classical. Right? So when, like, every song when we play, it's funny, because, like, I'm changing the tempos on the metronome. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a reggae one, right? Yeah, and then I go to Brushes and play a jazz tune. So it's like a fusion rock.
Yeah.
So it's very Houstonian.
That's
Definitely.
awesome.
There's influences all over the world in our music.
That's so cool. Angie, actually, I'm about to start taking piano lessons.
Oh,
I'm really
good.
excited. So I'm going to send you some of my stuff. Like,
Yes.
hey, how's this?
Yes.
How am I doing?
She's taught many piano players.
I taught for 22 years.
Yep.
Yeah, so, you know, I took piano when I was little.
Yeah.
And then I just did not keep up with it because I was like, I don't want to do this. And now I'm
Right.
like older. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to play now. So
It was one, you know, I was a really stubborn, rebellious child, but it was something my parents never had to make me do. I think I figured out pretty early I wasn't good at sports, and I wasn't going to be like tall, or, you know, like my thing was piano. And so, you know, it was, and it was also a good way to get out of chores, you know, well, I have to practice piano.
yeah.
And so, you know, I kind of am thankful for those years, because it's how I met Steve. It's how I met these guys, you know, and yeah, so stick with it.
Thank you. I will. Now, going back to, you know, I know you guys obviously have a musical background. Joe Handy, you are drums?
Drums.
How long have you been playing the drums?
22 years.
Wow.
Yes. I
guessing
started
you're pretty
late bloomer, kind of a late bloomer, because I started at 14.
Okay.
And when it comes to music, you know, now you see these kids on Instagram at
Yeah.
14, and you're like, what?
I was
did not
watching
play
yesterday
like
a 2-year-old.
yeah.
I was like, "There's no
Yeah.
way."
Yeah.
I was like, "This
Yeah.
isn't real."
Yeah, I wish. I mean, but, you know, I started at 14, have not stopped since, because my thing was, coming from the Dominican Republic, I was huge into baseball, and that was my passion. And then when I figured the music and my brothers playing rock and stuff, so I wanted to jump on that train with them, and bye baseball.
So, were you playing drums while you were in Dominican Republic?
Yes, I started there. I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic, so at 14, I was started taking lessons since day one, because my brother and some friends took me to an actual school. This guy was doing private lessons, and did that for 5 years, and then went on my own, kept going.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. Now,
Yeah.
Steve, back to you. You
Yeah.
are bass.
I play the bass.
How long
correct.
have you been playing?
So, I mean, it's a tough question to answer, only because I play a lot of different instruments. I've really I play the guitar since I was about 13, 14, and then eventually most guitar players also like to pick up a bass, and I probably got really into the bass about 20 years ago, and now that's my primary instrument, but I also play the trumpet.
When I met him, he was trumpet. That was like he was like number one
that was
trumpet and-
probably my first like instrument that I really sank into.
Wait,
but
so how many instruments do you play? Because I swear I've heard like 4 of them just
trumpet.
now.
I play the trumpet, bass guitar. I can play the drums. I can drop a beat. Yeah.
One time he got asked to play in a Green Day cover band, and they needed a trombone
Yeah,
player.
so I
He'd never
learned
played trombone. It was right around his birthday. I bought him a trombone.
Yeah.
He showed up at the gig that weekend, played trombone.
It's just a funny trumpet.
You know, musicians,
but-
they have a gift. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like if you know how to play one, you can probably figure it
I
out.
feel comfortable playing the trumpet, the bass, and the guitar. Everything else, I'm just goofing off.
Awesome. I got you. Now, Leif, you are lead vocalist, and you also do guitar.
I do.
So how long have you been singing and playing the guitar?
Well, I started playing the guitar when I was 6, and it's interesting because I think all of us have that moment when you understand that, okay, this is music and I can do it.
Yeah.
And you do your first chords and you're like, I can do this. And it sounds the way it should be sounding, you know. And then it progressed through the teens and picked up the electric guitar. And singing kind of comes natural. Even though I played in a lot of different bands, you know, where I didn't sing, it kind of comes natural when you start evolving as a musician, because just playing a guitar is kind of like limited.
Right.
So you start singing as well. And I've been singing in a couple of bands, and I've probably been doing that for 20 years.
Wow.
And really interested in kind of like, because you, as guitar players, we spend so much time on so much weird little small fast things, you know, hours and hours and hours doing that. And when I got into singing, I kind of took the same approach and wanted to really develop my voice and kind of see where I could go with it, you know, treating it as a real instrument and saying, okay, this can be, first of all, you can train, and second of all, you can master it and it can develop. And that's been an interesting journey for me, you know, picking that up. And I still enjoy every time we track new songs, we bring in a vocal coach just to kind of get that outside perspective. And still, at 2 weeks ago, she pulled out something new and said, I never thought of that. And it really works.
Wow.
You know, controlling your voice and controlling your, you know, how you make music. It's a journey, and it never gets old.
And it's a never-ending journey.
No, and it's not like, oh my God, my career is over because I have an injury, you know, in my foot or something, or you just turned 30 and you will not be able to run again because that's what you used to do. So it's a great thing. It's a drive in your life that you really, really will enjoy.
Awesome. That's really amazing. We are actually going to go to a commercial break, so we will be right back. And we are back. You are tuned into 91.1 FM The Boss. This is Next Stop Fame, and I am in the studio with Crank Up the Silence. Now, you guys had a show recently. Can you guys tell us a little bit about that show, where our listeners can watch it and tune in?
You want it?
Yes, it's you can watch it in our YouTube channel on the Crank Up the Silence, and our Facebook page, Crank Up the Silence. It's a show we played at the Texas Live Sound Broadcasting Company production. And yeah, it's available right there. We played about 12 songs, right? So watch it, it's fun.
Amazing. Okay, so now what we are going to do right now is get into your song, Can't Take That Away. Now, is there anything that, you know, maybe we should think about while we're watching the video or listening to the song?
Yeah, you know, Can't Take That Away is a different take on... there's been a lot said about love and breakups and kind of like, so how do you say anything that's worth listening to about that hasn't been said before? And when I wrote Can't Take That Away, I was kind of, most songs comes with the main idea. You start with the main idea and then you start building on that. Right. And if you look at any situation where you have been walked away from, or some shut out of something, or kind of felt that being powerless to that situation, it was the idea came out of seeing, the person or the people that are doing that have the power to do that, but there is something that they can't take, and that is how you feel for that situation or those people. So it was kind of like this kind of having some kind of empowerment to say that, you control that part of it, but what you don't control is how I felt about this and that, and how I feel about this and that. So it's kind of like trying to bring something that hasn't been over exhausted, you know, in that kind of situation to the table. So you can't take that away.
Love it. So here you guys are. Next Stop Fame. This is Crank Up the Silence with Can't Take That Away. Enjoy.
All I hear is silence. It's getting deafening loud. No day goes by without it following me like a cloud. You may say I deserved you, feel the way that you used to, and if two wrongs make a right, then this is a fair fight. I thought I did what I could, but it wasn't enough. Now it's hard you and me, that I was so unfair. You can't take that away from me. 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 How I feel for you. I got things in my armor, tarnished and lost its shine, but I still muster some honor to get things right one more time. If I can stay one more night, if that will make things right by you, I will put up one more fight. If again I'll be the night you once knew. You can't take that away from me. 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 How I feel for you. All I hear is silence. It's getting deafening loud. No day goes by without it following me like a cloud. You can't take that away. You can't take that away from me. You can't take that away from me. You can't take that away from me. How I feel for you. All I hear is silence. It's getting deafening loud.
All right, coming back out of that amazing song, Can't Take That Away. That was amazing, guys. Thank you so much for having that on the show. Now, your next song that is not released yet is called Amygdala. Can you tell us a little bit about that? First of all, let us know what amygdala is, because I know people like me over here on Google.
Well, amygdala is a part of your brain, two small little almond-shaped parts of your brain that controls fear and controls the reflexes connected to fear. So the fight or flight kind of reflexes. So it's an interesting kind of concept because your brain have these aging reflexes that were designed for a lifetime when you needed to run or fight or you would die. Right. You know, and way back, that was an important thing, you know. So that's where your brain triggers these mechanisms and triggers your adrenaline and kind of gets those reflexes going. Now, in our modern world, they're normally a handicap. Because these, we don't need to run from big animals that are trying to eat us, or fight enemies left and right.
Maybe not in this part of the world.
No, exactly. Some places might be more important. But these reflexes still stay with us, and they trigger on very irrational things, which is interesting. It's you can have these triggers, and some people are more prone to it than others, and it could be a cockroach, and all of a sudden that panic sets in. It could be going to the doctor, it could be the dentist, it could be
Spiders,
snakes,
your relationship,
yeah, and exactly.
Fight or
it could
run.
be a lot of people have phobias for speaking, So there are so many different things that kind of like presses that panic button for you. So I found it interesting enough to write a song about it, because it's kind of like, and the good news is that the clinical psychology behind it is that it can be controlled. It's tough, but it can be controlled. So it's kind of an interesting concept to write about, because there is some substance there that is cool to talk about. And important as well, there's a lot of people that have this as a huge part of a handicap that keeps you from your daily life, because you keep avoiding these things.
Right.
So, and we've been writing about the theme in another song called "Stand Up Tall" as well, where it's throughout the whole clinical psychology. It's a very known fact that the only way to get through fears is to face them.
Right.
There is no other way to do it. You can run from it, and you can try to hide, and you can try to do medication and all that, which is partially something that does something good, but facing your fears and seeing that you didn't die is the only way through that, and which is an interesting concept. So that's what Amygdala is about. So that single is dropping January.
That's awesome. I
Sometime in
can't
January.
wait.
Yeah,
Can't wait to listen to it.
I've been listening to this podcast and these guys, and I just listened to Green Lights, the Matthew McConaughey book.
No, yeah.
And all these guys are like, hey, well, if you want to train, do a simple training of when your body goes into panic and stuff like that, just take a 60 seconds cold shower.
Oh.
And then you're slowly trying to, control your mind on not going into, I'm going to die, especially this time of year.
Right.
And it's a good training, kind of like a meditation way.
I've been hearing, they said that to become a billionaire, that's one of the things that billionaires do. They take cold showers every morning. I'm like, okay.
That's all you gotta do, man.
If that's it,
My fear of
Well,
cold
I'll take
shower.
it.
And he does it for surfing, because if you get stuck underwater, you can't panic.
Yeah.
You have to
You gotta
calm
flip
yourself.
the switch and go to your Zen spot. Or else you might panic and then inhale and it's over.
That's on my bucket list. I want to try surfing one day too.
We got you there too.
Yep.
Perfect. I'm just scared of sharks, so.
Yeah, me too.
Checked.
I bought a shark band. They have them.
Yeah.
They work.
Sharks is one of mine.
Yeah. Sharks, heights, spiders. Oh, God.
I have a bunch.
Swim that fast.
Oh, I can't stand them. All right, so tell our audience where we can find you guys. Social media.
So
where all
at
of your
Crank Up the
music is.
Silence is the handle across all the platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Am I missing any?
Twitch, Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify. Yep. At Crank Up the Silence. We expect to be playing soon.
Yeah.
Once, all the clubs start opening and music is a thing again, we intend to be right in the thick of it.
Yes.
So keep an eye out for us. Who
We are
knows
all
when that'll
waiting for
be.
that.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
all desperately
Until
waiting.
then, we'll be working, we'll be practicing, we'll be writing, we're getting stuff ready so that we can give you guys a good show.
If there's one thing we've been doing during the pandemic, is working hard.
Yep.
Yes.
We've been recording, composing, rehearsing nonstop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's paying off. I mean, we're planning on releasing a song every couple months. Within. So it's been great. It's been a great growing experience for us, learning the new music industry standards and how everything's managed. So we're on top of it.
Yep.
Yes.
We're working hard.
Yeah,
for
this
it.
pandemic has been kind of like a good microcosm of life. It's what you make of it, and we've taken advantage of the fact that we don't have shows to prepare for. Like that is a time commitment and a distraction from writing, rehearsing, and all that. So we've just focused 100% of our time on getting material ready.
But
Because we know that one day
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
play, yeah.
But we're getting pretty pent up, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because you have all this input and no output, right?
Right.
So you're kind of like really, really looking forward to being able to start playing live again.
But you know what they say, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
guys are
Right.
definitely on the
We're
right
there.
path,
Yeah.
doing the right
And the
thing.
funny thing is that music is, if you compare it to an athlete, there is a lot of similarities to it. Because if you don't touch your instrument, you know, on a daily basis, or don't stay fresh, you will decline.
Yep.
Yes.
And you're only as good as your last practice. That's still, you know, true. And since we're using our bodies, I remember that I played the drums too. You know, especially on drums, I think it's maybe the most vulnerable thing, because you're using so many parts of your body to do the music. If you haven't done it in a while, your brain knows how to do it. Your body is just not
Yep.
working that way.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting kind of like staying fresh. Is you will only be as good as your last, you know, rehearsal or your last practice.
Yeah, that's
So
me at
maybe
every
maybe
practice.
that's why I don't know how to play piano, because I played it when I was 5. I'm like, yeah, I can do this now.
That's me at every practice. My watch is like, workout detected,
Yeah.
heart rate elevated. And you can see that at our last show, the live stream show we just did. I mean, you can tell we're hungry for it.
Yeah.
Because although there was nobody there present, the energy and just imagining what it's going to be like when the world goes back to live music,
Yeah.
it's
That's
you can see it. You can see
amazing.
the energy.
Yes, it's very refreshing to see you guys are so passionate about what you do. You know, you're keeping yourselves out there, and that's amazing. So that's really great to see. It was a pleasure meeting all 4 of you guys. You guys
Likewise.
are amazing.
Thank you.
Love
Absolutely.
speaking with you guys.
Likewise.
We'll definitely be keeping up with you. We're definitely going to keep your song in rotation. It was great. So thank you guys so much for being on the
Thanks
show.
for having us.
Yeah, thanks,
Absolutely.
Ivana.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys so much for being here. We're going to go to a commercial, so keep it locked right here. We've got from Invisible Graveyard. Invisible Graveyard is a grunge brand formed by Dan Blumenstock, its only former member. Dan composes music and collaborates with musicians from all over the world. Dan is from Plainsboro, New Jersey, so this is Invisible Graveyard with Save Me.
I've seen 100,000 things in my lifetime, but the thought of me and you is a lifeline. You kiss my neck and send those chills up and down my spine. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Far away places that I've lived and I left behind. When I go to different cities, I meet my kind. I can't stay too long in one place, I'll lose my mind. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Feels like eternity that I've just been wandering. Baby, can you save me from myself? Watch the days getting shorter. Said I'm only getting older, but I need you to save me from myself. Can you hold me in your arms like a guitar? Slowly plucking on the strings like it's my heart. Cradle me close and gently kiss away all my scars. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I bought it for my soul deep in Budapest. I follow 5 days of lights over my head. I dance in the streets on the Day of Dead. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Feels like eternity that I've just been wandering.
Okay, next up, we have Ya Ladies Prospect. Jerome Monroe, known as Ya Ladies Prospect, is a musician and songwriter from Newark, New Jersey. Although rap outweighs his music approach, he can also mix it up with a melodic tone to carry out as well as put together tune. Ya Ladies Project began his music career at the age of 10, became more serious at the age of 19 when he became more passionate and decided the music was his outlet to release his emotions, giving that being the only child. Most times his stories were discussed amongst himself, if discussed at all. Music has been his outlet ever since. So here is Ya Ladies Prospect with Money Call.
Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. Facebook ain't on my mind. Just hit my line if you want me to pull. Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. She watch my Snapchat all through the night. She think I'm lying, so I'm getting ghost. I'm staying busy, that's my plan. Clearly you don't understand. Girl, I'm only posting dope when I'm active on the gram. Who is Sodom? That's my man. Hope that's cool with you, a fan. Or you thought I was a trick? Lil' mama, you don't know nan. I've been MIA and you been getting in the way. And you laughing like I'm joking. This ain't games you wanna play. Got a lot up on my plate. I need a check before I mate. See you aiming for the fences. I'ma stop you at the gate. I ain't tryna lock you down. You don't hear me, how that sound? I circled a couple days to stay busy. You'll come around. And now you on my heels, cause lately don't wanna chill. Like you didn't call me thirsty, now who looking for refills? Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. Facebook ain't on my mind. Just hit my line if you want me to pull. Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. She watch my Snapchat all through the night. She think I'm lying, so I'm getting ghost. I'm staying focused, that's my plan. Ain't nobody lent a hand. Now I see the bigger picture, cause I always held the cam. Who is Sully? That's my mans. Him and me complete the band. I've been working, can't supply you with time. Fuck your demands. Starting 69s while I'm on the phone with money. I've been in my own lane till I crash, I ain't no dummy. I've been in the books and lately been getting booked. I got plans to build a castle, never moving like a rook. I'm a king, need a queen, space partner with the looks. Niggas never pass the ball, but now they giving me looks. Oh, you got me screwed up, I'm shining now, ain't Jude up. Probably want me cause I'm next, but that don't mean you queued up. Bitches never knew us, niggas preying views up. Always told us do us, bitches tried to use us. I'm the man, yes I am, point me out, accuse us. All you niggas in the way, you gon' have to excuse us. Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. Facebook ain't on my mind. Just hit my line if you want me to pull. Money calling day and night. About to pick it up, I gotta go. She watch my Snapchat all through the night. She think I'm lying, so I'm getting ghost.
All right, we've got Jacksonville, Florida. This is Raoub with Builders. Raoub is a stand-up comedian, rapper, actor, and filmmaker. He says his song Builders is an anthem song for all builders and creators. So this is Raoub with Builders.
Watch me.
Oh, yeah.
Watch me. Watch me.
You already
watch
know.
Me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me.
904.
Watch me. Watch me.
Let's go.
Watch me.
Duval. Check it out.
Watch me.
Travel.
Watch
Yeah.
me.
Music.
This that anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders. Yeah, I know what it's like to be poor. Don't live that life no more. Then came through the door, built it up from the floor. 13 years of pain, didn't even like my name. Speech impediment, felt so much shame. I took all the blame, switched over, left lane, 1,000 miles an hour, and they think I'm insane. You know the drill, I came here to build, and build I will, no matter the deal. My money making money, I smile cause it's funny. I hit the ground running, they never see me coming. Nothing but smoke, they wonder what's burning. Sharing all this knowledge so you know we learning. I'm in these streets and I'm sober. Ready to eat, and it's over. Don't get in your feelings. builders when we riding in the Prius. I'm in that series called the come up. You gotta watch us do the run up. I'm on the right path. They call it new math. We the builders. We got the last laugh. This that anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders, the builders. This the anthem for the builders. Yeah. I'm a builder. 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 Watch me build. 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 Watch me build.
Okay, reigning from Orlando, Florida, we have Everlasting Victory. Influence from Coldplay, Woodkid, Mozart, and a few classical music composers of the decade, Jonathan Raynard Cartwright was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and raised in Orlando, Florida. He has a passion for real music as he took lessons throughout his entire life from elementary school to high school. Later on, after his 5 years from attending opera shows, he gave himself the artist name as Everlasting Victory while he attended college for audio and music production. This is Everlasting Victory with Cosmic Life.
Working my way in the city lights where the boss cars moving as we try too fast. It's just me and my friends as we get too hot, where we drink things up in the middle of the night. I first met you with your amazing friends with some kind of that I got to say as you hypnotized me with some witching spells as we dance our way in a lonely night. Misbehaving boys with the misbehaving girls. The cosmos life we grow, and we never grow and go. The misbehaving girls and the misbehaving boys. The cosmos life will grow as we float into space. Working our way through the central parks where the creepy little things that we get to start. I would break this mirror in the broken street as I feel this music with a broken beat. I first met you with your amazing friends with some kind of that I got to say as you hypnotized me with some witching spells and we danced our way in a lonely night. Misbehaving boys with the misbehaving girls. The cosmos like we grow, and we never grow and go. The misbehaving girls and the misbehaving boys. The cosmos life will grow as we float into space. Misbehaving boys with the misbehaving girls. The cosmos life we grow, and we never grow and go. The misbehaving girls and the misbehaving boys. The cosmos life will grow as we float into space. And we will dance tonight. Yes, we will break out tonight, and we will float on. So let's drink up in the city lights, and everyone will dance tonight. As we are breaking out tonight, as we move
All right, right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Next Stop Fame here on 91.1 FM The Boss here in Houston, Texas. If you are an artist or know an artist that want to be featured on our show, make sure you send us an email at nextstopfameseries@gmail.com, and we are super excited to hear your work. See you guys next time.